we put the topic AI that works, and yeah, let's start taking like AI as at AI that works. What are your thought processes? Like, what do you think is the AI that really works, and what do you think that the AI that truly doesn't work?
Mhm. So what I've been learning in the past few weeks is, again, you got to separate
Mhm.
the LLM from the
Yeah,
skill, right? And
yeah,
the knowledge and
yeah,
the tools and the harness that
yeah,
does everything. The common example I've been giving, and then, yeah, I think that's it, right? If you want AI to work, you need to know the
exactly.
pieces of it. And then, just like for example, for someone who doesn't know about websites
Yeah,
or web apps, they will say, I
yeah,
need a web app,
yeah,
right? But someone who kind of understands web apps, who knows that there is a front
yeah,
end, there's a back end, there's a database, and then there's a server hosting it, right? Now that person can have a
yeah,
richer conversation around web apps.
yeah,
Does that make
absolutely.
sense?
And
So AI has the same kind of structure, and it's now only being
yeah,
revealed that AI seems to have this common language, and once you adopt that common language, once you understand the
yeah,
pieces of it, the ingredients of it, in a way, right? Like I always talk about the idea
yeah,
of a burger, and kind of being able to, like, okay, as someone who doesn't care, you can
yeah,
eat the burger, but then if you want to build a better burger, you better understand all the
yeah,
layers of it and how each layer is built, right? Because even if one layer is kind of rotten, the whole
yeah.
burger gets rotten.
Yeah, makes sense. I think one of the biggest things that I've seen in my like 3.5 years of being in upskilling, and this has been a problem since day one, is that we've gone from search to chat. Same behavior is sort of transmitting, but then the framework that is on the back, the technology that is on the back is very very different. Right? And
Mhm.
we are sort of like translating the same behavior, and then in that process, what is happening is that the generative engines are making our life a lot more easier, at least in terms of perception, and then we are getting sucked into it more and more without really understanding the layer, right? Because at the end it's a language model, and that's it, right? It is not something really powerful. So for it to and for organizations to actually make it work, I would spend a lot of time to create skills. I would spend a lot of time to create knowledge files on what we need to do, our policies, and then our documents that we need, that the LLM needs to read. And then I would spend a lot of time to understand what is the business workflows. That is the other thing that I've seen a lot of struggle around, because uh, we understand things in chunks. We think we understand in workflows, but then it's like big chunks. Like, I need to process a loan means, like, okay, I need to get this document and process everything. But then there are smaller details of that process as well. What document to match for what information? What are the thresholds? Who to give loan? Who to not give loan? And there are so many other details to this process as well, which on a workflow language needs to be understood. And once that is done, then we can start the conversation of how we can actually use AI, right? Otherwise, it is just going to be a question of how powerful the foundation model is. Can I dump that into a foundation model and then it can produce results? But then the real question, the real engineering challenge is how well you can define the skills, how well you can define the knowledge, and what is the most cost effective model that you can use without having to use very higher tier external models, right? If you can use a model that is housed within you, then the concerns about privacy and everything goes out of the window as well. And then it's just a lot sustainable in terms of cost as well, right? So that's the direction that I have been thinking, generally.